So, hey guys, welcome to Appalachia's Homestead. Just got done filming the video prior to this one. I didn't film yesterday, and it was raining so bad, and I'm about to go do some more barn work. And you're like, well, give me a hug, Patara. Did you curl your hair to go work in the barn? Yes, I did. Yes, I did. It's going to be flatter than a flitter here in about 15 minutes. It's already flattening out. Bless my heart. Come here and hug my hair, my little thin, stick straight hair. But we had a good weekend. I hope you watched the previous video. I'm trying to whoop up on a bunch of chores this afternoon. We are going to go work out. I hope you are making some decisions about your health today, and that's some of the things that I want to talk about. And I know you're seeing this. I know you are. You may be denying it, but I know that you're seeing it. So come here and hug me again. The farm is good. It's chilly, wet, muddy. The week is supposed to be nicer. We'll bounce up into like the 60s and some sun. I thought we were supposed to have some sun today, but we're looking more like the UK at this point. So I hope that the sun comes on back, right? Come on back, baby. Baby, come back. This isn't something necessarily new, but I think that it is become such an exponential problem that I am seeing more people trying to do more things about it. That's how great of a unbelievable predicament I think that we are in. Some of you have already arrived to some of these conclusions, and I'm very proud of you, and I thank you for talking to me about some of it. But I think a lot of us, meaning all of us here, maybe it took a little bit longer, and I think the majority of us are still in the dark, are in denial. And there's so many ways I can talk about this, but people are very sick, y'all. Duh, I can hear you right now. People are very, very sick. Despite some of the things that we've watched take place in terms of hokey pokeys over the last, let's just say, 3 to 5 years, and the consequences that have come from a lot of that, whether you believe it or not, I'm not here to argue that with you, but that's where I stand. And by the way, my buck, I'm gonna put a buck at the front of this video. He is over here walking my fence line, so he's still. I've got a sanctuary going on over here. He's beautiful. I've got a big 6-pointer and a big 8-pointer. But long story short, I don't know. It's gotten sort of hard to talk about some of this, but I'm seeing so many things in people over the last 4 to 5 months that it's difficult sometimes to talk about. Not because I don't have a lot to say, but because I there's that little thing in your mind that goes, yep, they're going to think you're crazy. They're not going to believe you, which becomes frustrating on a human level for me, because it's like you're screaming. Have you ever seen a movie where, and I can't give you an example of this scene before, but it's like in every other movie, where a person knows something is happening or sees danger coming or something's about to happen, and it's like there's other people present, and that character is like trying to warn them or scream at them or let them be aware, and it's like they're silenced. Like they're screaming, but the other people aren't hearing it. It's like the movie goes silent, and it's like right before a catastrophe happens, sort of. Do you know what I'm saying? I can't give you an example in a movie. I'm sure you'll, whether it's a war movie or a Die Hard movie, or I don't know if that has a scene or not. It's something like before something blows up, and I feel like I'm in those days sometimes with people, because I want people to see what I've seen or experienced, and I want people to feel what I'm feeling in terms of changes. And I just want that so bad for you. And it becomes difficult at times because, the devil jumps up on, you have a little devil that jumps up right here and goes like, they're not going to believe you. You're going to sound crazy. They think you're crazy. Folks, I don't know what's happening, but I can get on, I don't even have to meet people anymore. I can get on Facebook or YouTube or wherever, and I can just scroll, and I can look at people just look at the shape of their face, their neck, their shoulders. I don't even have to see their full body. And I just know how sick that person is. I'm not even talking about mental health or emotional health, although I think those are factors, and we can talk about that. But their physical bodies. We are a very, very sick nation. And I'm fighting like mad to continue to pull myself out of that. And I'm fighting like mad to support my husband to continue to come out of this. And I'm trying to warn everyone in my family. I'm sure I'm on their nerves a little bit. I'm trying to be good and not interject when I'm not asked. But here's the thing, I'm being asked a lot. Okay? And I'm being asked a lot by people I don't know. That's not a compliment or a brag to me or about me. I think it is becoming so obvious. You don't have to be a rocket scientist to go, that person is very, very sick. Do they realize how sick they are? I'm talking about inflammation and swelling and skin and hair, which all leads to, probably a lot of people are pre-diabetic, heart condition, kidney problems. And it worries me. It worries me. And I'm telling you right now, I think there's a lot of factors in this. If you listen to certain doctors, especially, I love to listen to, and a lot of you do too. I listen to Dr. Berry and Dr. Berg. There's several. I listen to certain folks that are in sports medicine and different things. I listen to a lot of different podcasts now, just bits and pieces. And even if they have different ideas in terms of what specifically is happening, it's all coming back to the same theme. We're being poisoned by our foods. We have been. There's arguments about the water, but then you need to go back to the foods, right? There's always an argument about vaccinations. I'm not trying to get into that, but we can go a lot of ways with that. Okay, so let's just leave it at that. But the things that we as a people have been eating, the way that we have been making our foods as part of what we call heritage, culture, has led us down to, I was listening to a podcast yesterday and the lady was talking about in the United States alone, 73% of Americans now, 73% of Americans are either overweight or are obese. And yes, she talks about, and it's interesting because a lot of people will talk about, you can go exercise and lift weights until the Lord returns. Don't listen to a fake prophet try to tell you the exact date because he don't know. Okay? But that's my little sprinkle. But if you're not changing your diet and understanding what you're eating, you're almost wasting your time because you're just continuing to poison yourself. And I always believed that, okay? I don't want anybody to have I don't want to misrepresent that. I get it. I will tell you that I'm becoming more and more sensitive to all of this every day now that goes by, not only by what I'm choosing to eat and do, but by watching what a lot of people are not, and they are so stuck in depression. You know, it's interesting to watch people that may be even into posting about heritage or recipes, because we do that, especially in Appalachia, and I've done it. And I'm going back through my recipes and I'm like, how can I make that better? How can I change that? How can we make that better? But a lot of folks that I know and that or that maybe are in your family or your neighbors, they're so sick. They're so sick. They're so sick. They're so sick. And it's because a lot of the things that we've been eating for so long, they're not the same as though what they were, say, 40 years ago. And I don't know if people are just ignorant, or if they're just denying it, or if they're ignoring it, or if they're addicted. I think addiction has a lot to do with it, and that's hard. But folks, I think that we are, I believe this 100% now. You know, we always talk about doomsday and lessening the population. They're going to put you in 15-minute cities. You know, they're going to do this. They're going to make you eat bugs. I don't think they're going to have to make a lot of people do much more of anything anymore to end and have a whole lot of premature death. I don't think that's going to I don't think that's going to have to be done now. I think the goals, if that's the case, I think the goals are being met. I mean, I want you to look around at the level of cancer that's in young people. And we can blame one thing particularly that has an interesting role over the last 3 to 5 years. I don't deny any of that as a potential. But I will tell you, you know, when the amount of chemicals that you're consuming is alarming. It's been alarming. People will post all of the pharmaceuticals that they're having to take due to diseases, ailments, all of these afflictions. But then they'll show what they're eating. And I sound like a smart aleck when I go to myself in my brain, and please don't get mad at me. Please don't get mad at me. I want so bad to say to this person or people when I see this stuff as I go, I bet you a Krispy Kreme donut that I'm not going to eat, that I can come up with an answer for you on how we can solve that. It might take a couple of months, but I bet we can make some serious headway on what you're dealing with today. People complain that they can't afford things, but yet they're not trying to turn things around at the same time. So they stay in this gerbil wheel. People tell me that they can't afford to eat healthy. Now, I'm not sitting here trying to argue specifically what you get, what your benefits are, your Social Security. No. I think, though, that there are a lot of people that if they really, truly looked at what they can do versus what they are doing, and the foods, like 70%, who was I listening to? Like, there are certain things that can have, I mean, sugars, multiple names, you know this, and the amount of chemicals, you're not even eating food anymore. How do we fix this? What do we do? And I'm not telling you to go carnivore versus ketovore versus keto. I'm not doing that. But I am saying, if people would just attempt to get off and back to 1 to 2 to 3 ingredient foods or less. When I say 3 ingredients, I'm talking like salt, cream, milk, a meat, maybe some thyme, or just very basics. And they just let that flow through their veins. Only that's all that you do for 90 days. Folks, we're on the edge of something really bad. I think we're already actually there. And I don't know how to approach that other than I'm going to continue to do my best to push forward in what we're doing, support my husband, and share it with you and show you. And it's not because I'm consumed with whether or not I'm a size 4, 6, or 8. I'm not consumed with, my husband's calf muscles getting bigger, although that is nice. It's a good bonus. I'm trying to save my family. I'm trying to save my family tree. See, how are we supposed to stand for the Lord and spread the gospel and raise our grandbabies and be there for the future if we're literally killing ourselves? I'm really serious when I say that. Do we actually have to enter into a World War III scenario now? Do we actually have to have an actual additional pandemic? Do we actually have to have a famine going forward, which is biblical. Imagine that. Imagine being so consumed and addicted to all these processed foods. And then we enter into a massive food crisis. Or a financial crisis further along than we are right now. What are people going to do? They don't know how to fast. They haven't prepared at all. They haven't gotten their body as strong as possible. I didn't say perfect. I said better. Think about that. You know, people will say, you're just being mean to people. No, I'm not. I think I'm telling you and saying to you the most loving thing I know how. I want you to thrive, and I want you to be there for your family, and I want you to be confident, and I want you to be healthy, and I want to be healthy. I want us to be strong. I want my children to be strong. My children aren't doing everything like we are right now. My boys. They know. And what I mean by that is, you know, one of them got Taco Bell the other day. Oh, I don't like that, of course. But, you know, I have to pick and choose my battles, just like you have to pick and choose your battles at sometimes with your children. But they're going to hear it. They know they have options. But, folks, we have already an epidemic. And it's very concerning. Where will we be in 5 years, in 10 years? Things happen to people, so I'm not trying to scare you. But there are things that you can do to control what you're eating and how you're living. No, I don't care where you live. I know somebody right now that is absolutely doing wonders in terms of obeying and listening. They live in a camper. They don't have a lot. But they are doing tremendous things with themselves, because that's what their focus is. Here's what I want to say in closing, and I've probably lost a lot of you by now. Before you jump into saying that you're depressed, listen to me. Please listen to me. Before you jump into saying you're depressed, you're emotional, you're menopausal, you hate the world, you hate your life, before you allow yourself to continue to suffer with so many ailments that you can help control, please try your best to look into a higher, healthier, good protein, real food diet. Lower your carbs. Stop eating the crap. I said it just like that. Stop eating the chemicals. You can go and get, it doesn't have to be, some of you are going to disagree. I get it. We're trying to shift people. Basic ground beef. 73.27. That. Your basic eggs. Maybe some ground turkey. Chicken thighs. Good cottage cheese, water, berries, Greek yogurt, basic vegetables and fruits. Get off the junk bread, get off the cookies, get off the crap. Do it, try your best for 30 days. Then move in towards 90 days. Get up and just walk and move. And if you come back to me and you be consistent, and you come back and you tell me you don't feel better, I won't believe it. But I want you to report back. I want you to commit November, December, and January. I know there's the holidays coming and there's a day or two you might want to, but you know what? You're not going to want to very much. Because when you start moving like this and doing like this, I'm going to close it out with this last comment. I made a post today on Facebook. And because somebody said I wasn't eating vegetables. And I'm like, girl, I'm not carnivore. Yes, I do. I show certain pictures of certain meals usually they're earlier in the day, right? So it's easier for me to film them or take a picture of them early in the day. And a lot of times it's more breakfast items, right? So I don't eat salad for breakfast. I mean, you might, but I don't. And it's a lot of meat, yogurt, eggs. I mean, that's a lot of what I eat anyway, right? And you tell me, you shift to all of these things like this, and you come back and tell me how you feel. You come back and tell me how you feel. Because a lady asked me, she was like, do you not eat any vegetables, like I said? And I said, well, yes. So I started writing it out. And I said, yeah, I even had a cookie the other day. She's like, how did you just eat one? I can tell you how, in a small one. I can tell you, your body's not going to want it. Your body is not going to want it. It is a phenomenon what happens to you when you start really committing to, I mean, I'm going basic here. Back to the basics. Real meat. And I didn't tell you had to go out and get the 94.6 grass-fed, $11.99 a pound. Nope, I didn't say that. Start shifting it and watch yourself change. And when you do, in 90 days, you're going to be blown away. And take pictures. Take pictures of yourself, please. Look and journal. You're going to look back and you're not going to believe how sick you are today. How inflamed you are. How your joints hurt. How you can't sleep. I don't even want to think about what your waste products look like. I know that's disgusting. I know it's gross. But that's what's in you. This is why you can't think. This is why you're tore up. This is why your hormones are just... Somebody's going to argue with me. I'm telling you right now, ladies, your body is raging. Take care of it. It is your only temple here. It's your temple. I'm telling you, it will change your life. I'm not changing your life, but I think this strength and understanding, we have a purpose to be here right now and to witness to people, but we have to get ourselves set so that we can be the warriors for Christ. I'm telling you right now, this is crucial. You want to fight against the machine. I just gave you the key to the door. The Lord Jesus Christ. And exactly your lifestyle. So get up, take your shower, make your bed, curl your hair, put on some lip gloss to go put straw down in the barn, make yourself a hamburger patty and an apple for lunch, whatever. I'm not going to argue. When I say carbs and fiber, I mean the good carbs and fiber. You're going to watch your life just change. You're not going to believe it. I double dog dare you. Like, subscribe, and share. Pray, prep, and be peaceful. I don't know how to say what I need to say other than just rambling here on this video. I'm seeing some people right now. I showed one to my husband last night. And if she doesn't do something very soon, it's not going to be a good turnout. I don't know how to approach that with this particular person, but it's going to happen if she doesn't do something. And this person's not in my family. This is somebody that I see online. I've never met this person, but I just know what's going to happen. So I may email her or something, but I have sincere concern that I don't know. There's just something wrong. Pray for people, folks. Pray for people. I'm praying for you, and I love you, and I say this because I do. Pray, prep, and be peaceful. When I say prep, that means your body, your heart, your mind, and your spirit first. Get it right. I love you. See you in the next video.